4:30, let's call the meeting, this special informational meeting to order. So to be followed by our regular meeting. But let's start out with roll call. Bob?
Bacon present.
Sabdi present.
Fig present.
Zalid present.
Kikwan present?
Milky present.
Coin present.
Tigers present.
Sweet here.
Seeing a quorum present, we'll move on to approval of the informational meeting agenda.
Okay.
Motion by Coin,
Second.
second by Bacon. To approve tonight's informational meeting agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. And the agenda is approved. Going on to agenda item number 4. New business. 2022 annual report. You look in your packet, similar to the first informational meeting. Very good summary the staff put together.
Chair, if I may,
Yep.
as it relates to your special informational meeting today, this is the second of 2 required meetings. You had your first one late in July. Rodney is at a planning conference up in the UP, so I agreed to step in on his stead. Because it's a second and distinct meeting by rule, I'll just go over a bit of this, even though you have heard it in the last month or so, in case there's any public online or present that is interested. So there is a report in your packet. These informational meetings, along with some other requirements, are part of Public Act 57 that was adopted several years ago by the state legislature. And the purpose of these informational meetings is to inform both the taxing units that the EDA captures funds from, inform them of what's going on, what you all are doing, and then also to inform the public. There's a copy of the annual synopsis report online under the Union Township's website within the Economic and Community Development Department, where you'll be able to see the reports that are contained in your packet. There's also a summary of the annual audit contained in that same link. That is essentially the PowerPoint presentation that Al Barnes gave you a couple months ago. One of the requirements of Public Act 57 is to list all the contracts that are in effect between the EDA and various vendors or other organizations. That listing is on page 4 of your agenda packet. Doug Small Engine Repair for snow plowing, Block Electric. They maintain the street lights along Pickard Avenue, Mid-Michigan Industries. They maintain the area around the park benches and do general litter pickup along Pickard Avenue. With a contract with Pleasant Time. Herb Farm, they handle the flower baskets that are up on the light poles. Goner Lawn Care handles the turf management. Thielen Turf handles the electric, and there's a couple others listed here that I won't bother to mention, but they're all in your packet. It's important to note that one of the requirements of the state statute is that funds that are captured by the EDA for use to further your mission, they are to be expended within 5 years of receipt. And there's a statement on page 5 that all funds have been expended within that 5-year time frame, so you're solid there with Treasury. There's a list of accomplishments also on page 5, just highlighting a few of them. Reconstruction of South Lincoln Road from the bridge to East Broomfield Road. The property at 5800 East Pickard that the EDA purchased a couple years ago has been demolished. Pump station number 1 as of August 23rd, which is south of that piece of property, as of August 23rd, should be up and running. So we're getting close where that old building and parcel can be marketed for future use. The EDA provided some funding and other support for a crew car, which is a courtesy car out at the airport. I hope you've all seen that car, or at least pictures of it. It's kind of cool looking. The EDA, I think this was year 2 of your grant program that you created a couple years ago. And my recollection is there's been 1 applicant and 1 award that's occurred through that program. We continue to collaborate with our Reach for the festival banners on the light poles. I think it's fair to say that the board is continuing to make good progress on your development plan that's supported by the tax increment financing plan that allows you to capture tax revenue. I don't see any representatives from taxing units here. I know Ms. Nicole Frost was at your last meeting from the county administrator. I did speak to her. She appreciated the opportunity to come listen. I don't know if she had any questions for you at all, but be happy to answer any questions. As I understand it, once you're done with this informational meeting, you probably want to check on the web, look through Amy to see if there's any public. And then once you're done with this part of your agenda, you can close the informational meeting and then move right into your regular business meeting. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Comments, questions, anybody online?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that fulfills our accordance with the requirements of Public Act 57, the special informational meeting. Seeing no public comment, I think we can officially close the special meeting at 4:38. And again, I want to say thank you to the staff and Mark and for putting together the report. I think everything always looks great. The website always looks great, current. Well, do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll make sure I pass it on to Mr. Nanny as well.
So now we can go into our regular township meeting. So we'll call this meeting to order, 4:39. Starting with call Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic
Mr. Bacon, you want to start us out with roll call?
Yeah, Bacon, still present.
South Detroit still present.
Fig present.
Valid here.
Kiko, I'm here.
Milky here.
Coin here.
Powers here.
Sweet here.
Seeing a quorum present for the regular meeting, we'll move on to item number 4, approval of tonight's agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Got a motion by Milky, support by Bars to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. The agenda is approved. Let's move on to agenda item number 5, approval of meeting minutes. Starting with the July 18th regular meeting minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
I second it.
Got a motion by Bacon, supported by Fig, to approve the July 18th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Those meeting minutes are approved.
Move to approve the July 25th, 2023 special informational meeting minutes.
Support.
Motion by Sweet, support by Coin, to approve the July 25th special information meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Those meeting minutes are approved. Moving on to item number 6. Chris Rowley from the Mount Pleasant Area Convention Visitors Bureau annual presentation.
Hello, I also have Claire Doty from the CVB with me, so we'll be tag teaming today for you. I don't
Okay.
know if we get it on the screen.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. Sorry. Didn't she just have that up there for you? No.
But will it show there too?
Even she did do that for him.
Okay, perfect.
It's Mount Pleasant.
Behind you.
Rick's backyard. Perspective.
That is my backyard.
Looks steeper.
Yeah, a little bit.
There. Perfect. All right, we're gonna give you an update on the Convention and Visitors Bureau from 2022. So I know we're most way through 23 already, so a little bit of this is old, but we're gonna tell you the good things that we've done for the community in the last year. So our annual report was just electronic, so Claire took a great time putting this to a PowerPoint so we could present it to you. But the Convention and Visitors Bureau is a destination marketing and management organization for Isabella County. So we are funded by the hotels. When guests stay, they pay a 5% that comes directly. It's passed through, so the guests are paying it. They pay the sales tax and then an assessment that comes to us to then be turned, we turn that around and market Mount Pleasant to bring more visitors to town. We are a Public Act 59, and so our mission is marketing and development of the city and county brand experiences to targeted overnight visitor audience for economic growth and quality of place. So a letter kind of summarizing our last year. 2022 was really busy for us, staff turnover, so it was me for a while. For the month of August last year, it was me, myself, and I running it, so that was difficult, but brought on, well, actually, that was 21, so 2022 was their first full year, excuse me. So bringing staff up to speed, and really Tourism Light came on. So we had to redo our sports guide, our golf guide. We launched a brand new website. We updated our sports flyer, our banner, and we created a new app. So lots of training new staff and creating everything on and marketing like we were post-COVID. So that was an exciting time for us, and we're still rocking and rolling in 23. So here are some of the highlights for 22. We increased our assessments. We increased the room nights sold and our occupancy. We hosted 28 sporting events. So we have a Mount Pleasant Sports and Entertainment Commission. We also work on partnerships. So we partnered with our state, and during National Travel and Tourism Week, we did a scavenger hunt. We're promoting the Meet Here, so community brand, that I know we partnered with Union Township on when we launched that a couple years ago, so we're continuing to promote that. We partnered with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe, and we were at every outdoor summer concert, and we are this year as well. So we have a Meet Mount Pleasant tent, and we're encouraging people to sign up for an Enter to Win Mount Pleasant package. So it's dining, shopping, lodging, canoeing, and encourages the winner will come back and use that and get out and explore Mount Pleasant. We partnered with CMU alumni, and we were at Comerica Park, and so CMU is there handing out some information and t-shirts and hats, and we are there as well passing out our information. And then Thanksgiving Day Parade down in Detroit promoting Mount Pleasant. We partnered, we're at orientations at CMU, and so we offer discounts for parents to come back and visit their students. Those are our low-hanging fruit. Come back and see your kids that are here in the dorms. So we do that. I was honored with MMDC Mike Finney First Annual Award for Innovation, so that was a big honor. We got local, statewide, and international recognition for our destination development. So new with our funds since 2019, the CVB has been able to invest back into the community, and we actually got international recognition for that. We brought our intern on part-time, and then we created a Voice Mount Pleasant task force, so working on enhancing community pride, facilitating downtown Mount Pleasant redevelopment, integrating CMU support, increasing positive community reporting, and investing in economic and tourism development. I would like to give a shout out to Mark. He was a huge help on that and has been. We really changed it to be Voice Downtown Mount Pleasant and really focus on improving downtown, and Mark's been really helpful. And in his words, if the core is not taken care of, then how can the outer, which is a lot of Union Township. So that's been really good, and there's some good things happening in downtown.
In 2022, the MPA CVB purchased 359 game day t-shirts that were CMU themed, and we delivered them to all of our lodging properties for them to wear on CMU home game days. So you can see all the photos, and those are the lodging properties and the staff wearing their CMU t-shirts, and that was just to enhance community pride.
We're going to do that again this year too, but they're going to be gold this year,
Yeah.
so it's switching it up.
And then every year we have a tourism banquet, so that is where we recognize either an individual or an organization that makes a significant contribution to the community and enhances tourism and the visitor experience. So in 2022, we recognized the Shepherd Maple Syrup Festival for their festival that they hold every April. They bring a ton of visitors to Mount Pleasant and Shepherd, and lots of overnights as well. And then we also recognize a student at CMU going into the hospitality industry and award them with the William Brehm Tourism Scholarship. So we recognized Madison Moore in 2022. For our target markets, we target outdoor recreation, so like our parks and preserves and other outdoor activities, arts and cultural tourism, food and shopping, so we have great shopping. Downtown we have places like Trillium, and then food we have lots of amazing restaurants like Mountain Town Station and Summit Smokehouse. Golf tourism, we have over 11 golf courses within a 30-minute drive in Mount Pleasant, or in Isabella County. VFR Market, which is visiting friends and relatives. We have CMU alumni and pass-through travel. And then we're also a big meeting destination, and we also have reunions, weddings, and lots of sporting events because we're centrally located. For our leisure market, we do a lot of promotion on Facebook and Instagram. Those are our main two social medias. And we had impressions were what we started counting new, so that is the number of time content is displayed on a phone screen or on a tablet or a computer. So we had 28 million impressions in the year 2022, and then engagement was up over 144% in 2022 with 279,000 engagements. And that's like likes, comments, shares on social media. And for our website is meetmtp.com, We had over 710,000 visits in the year 2022, and that was up 51% from the year prior. Our top pages, you can see right there, are events. We have a community events calendar. Our homepage, golf deals and packages. As Chris mentioned, we had that casino giveaway, so that landing page was very popular. Our stay, which is all of our hotels. The Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe Powwow is a very popular event, so that usually gets a lot of traffic. Visitor guide requests, things to do in the area, winter in Mount Pleasant, and then golf, just generic golf courses in the area. And our top cities are Detroit, Mount Pleasant, Chicago, and New York. We also have our visitor guide that we put out in 2022. We distributed 50,000 copies to locations like the Ohio Turnpikes, MDOT Welcome Centers, WMTA, CMU departments, all of our lodging facilities, and all of the restaurants and local attractions that we have in the area. We do many different digital partnerships in order to promote Isabella County as a destination. So our main two that we focus on are MLive and 26 Digital. So between those two companies, we had a total of 11 million impressions, and that was up 37% from the year prior. We also partner with Pure Michigan and have a landing page on michigan.org. We put $50,000 into a digital campaign with them, and we promoted events like Art Walk Central, and we also promoted the Chippewa River and things to do in the summertime in Mount Pleasant. And total sessions on our partnership page, which would be total visits, were about 75,000. And Pure Michigan also does a lot for the state. They bring in $43 billion, or they had a $43 billion impact in 2022 and supported over 300 jobs in the area.
And you can see Chicago is one of our top recurring markets, and we did not spend any dollars in Chicago promoting, but Pure Michigan does it as a whole. And so Mount Pleasant's getting the benefit by us being a partner of utilizing the greater statewide marketing dollars as well. Meetings Market, we're a great central location for meetings. Dorothy on our team is our director of sales, so she's out in a lot of different associations, networking, and we knew last year we offered an incentive program, and so we actually booked 2 meetings here because we sponsored a breakout or something during their meeting, and they chose Mount Pleasant versus a competitive community. And that had alone $100,000 impact. And then we had 15 different bookings, meetings that were booked through our office that we assisted with for the meetings. Sports Market, Dorothy handles that as well, and Jordan and Dorothy on our team, so we're a staff of 4. They're down in Port Huron actually, working with Pure Michigan Sports right now. But we hosted 28 sporting events. We sponsored 16 of those. And you can see the economic impact, the rooms, the hotel revenue, and nearly 30,000 visitors for sports that we worked with, and those events came through last year. And then this is an example of some of the events. The ones that have an asterisk with it is ones that we sponsored. Homeschool volleyball, homeschool basketball, so a lot of them at Maury Courts. But also baseball, softball, craft beer festival, Soaring Eagle concerts, etc. We work, the wild deer opens out at County Park, so we work with all of these events to promote and or sponsor and assist with getting the word out about these events. Destination development, so new for us in 2019, as I mentioned earlier, is investing back in the community. And so since 2019, we've invested $122,500 back in Isabella County, and those are things that improve tourism. So you can see we've given money to Maury Courts. They didn't have volleyball equipment, and we helped bring that in. So now there's been a lot more volleyball in our community. We worked with City Parks and Rec with lights at the Little League field, irrigation. We've worked with Central Michigan University Athletics and their baseball and softball fields. So they were just renovated, and now we're working on their practice fields so we can host more baseball, softball on those facilities. Partnered with Isabella County on some erosion work in Deerfield the city of Mount Pleasant. We had some bike repair stations. We were also a partner on the car airport wrap, working with Rodney and the city of Mount Pleasant on that. And then outreach, paint the pavement. The city also, you can see that picture of the skate park and Island Park. We did a mural on that. And so those are some of the types of projects, and we have funds every year to invest back in our community to keep improving tourism. So just some economic impact numbers. So the state provides these to us through MEDC. So the latest numbers we have is 2021. So you can see how much tourism is an impact in Isabella County. And so lodging, 55.5, and you can see through the food and beverage, the retail, recreation, transportation, the total, and then also new including state and local tax revenue. So you can see how much that is impacting, tourism is impacting our community. So just some of our results. Our budget was just shy of $1 million. Now that we've increased to 5%, my goal was $1 million, and I was less than 1% away. So dang it, but we'll get there this year. We were up 9.82% in assessments. We were up 7.8 in room nights sold, and then up, our occupancy was up almost 1%. I would love to say it's up 47.5, but that's silly. Almost 1% at 47.5. So those are our results from 22.
So our local brand is the Meet Here. So Meet Here is a community movement fueled by local pride. So it's just something that we use with our partners and local community members to be more inviting and for visitors to see the local attractions and how we all come together as a community. So some ways that we do this is we partner with different businesses. So for instance, CFX, we partner with them and do a Meet Here tour stop where every month we go to a different business and then do a live remote from that location. So just yesterday I was at Doozy's and we did a live remote from Doozy's and talked about ice cream and summer activities and then a little bit about fall and CMU football games and all that. We have the Feel Good Moment of the Day with 104.3, and then we also did the My Michigan podcast with them as well. And we are present at the CMU home games with the Mount Pleasant Trivia. And ways that you guys and other people in the community and businesses can use the Meet Here is to just share your experience online with hashtag MeetMTP. And you can use that language there at the bottom where it says different ways to use it. So for instance, if you're talking about food, it would be mouth-watering menus, Meet Here. Or sports would be MVPs, Meet Here. So you can really use it how you want and customize it to what you'd like to use it for.
So this is just our board of directors, our lodging facilities, and then our staff listed there from 22. And then next, I wanted to end on this note. This is something we're trying to get out there. What is really the impact of convention and visitors bureaus, and what is our role in the community? So a destination management cycle. So if you build a place where people want to live, you'll build a place where people want to work. If you build a place where people want to work, you'll build a place where business needs to be. And if you build a place where business needs to be, you'll build a place where people have to visit. And if you build a place where people want to visit, you will build a place where people want to live. And so we are in all of those channels trying to get visitors here, have residents here, build businesses here, and improve and grow our community. So, any questions for us?
I was watching the golf tournament on TV in Midland, and I think I saw the Meet Here on
Yep.
one of the.
So the CVB is Meet Mount Pleasant, but we also have the community brand of Meet Here. And we were a sponsor. We did partner with the Great Lakes Bay CVB, and so we were on the 17th hole. So Meet Mount Pleasant, and then the Go Great Lakes Bay CVB was on the 18th. So we do partner with them. We do a WJR broadcast. So that's another partnership we did.
Have you seen much response from those activities where you kind of, has that been something you've done before, or was that a new adventure?
Yeah, we've partnered with them since they've been coming, and actually new last last year, I think in '22, we did a commercial with them, and so we were on CBS during when it was aired on CBS in the afternoon with the Golf Channel. So
This year.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
was good.
we had that last year and then '23 again. So we got some national coverage of our region. So can I tell you what the impact will be? I don't know, but obviously we're always planting seeds for people to come back in the future. And some of that is hard to track. They can't, if they don't tell us, hey, I saw that, and they tell the hotel or they tell the restaurant, does that get back to us? It's hard to say, but we can show you the numbers and that we're increasing and we're improving. But we're working hard on that too. So it's not all.
You mentioned the idea of being involved in the Chicago market from the state perspective,
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
providing some interest without us really being
Because
involved
we
directly.
are a partner, yeah, and the Pure Michigan campaign spends a lot of money in Chicago market. People are going to Michigan.org and then going on Mount Pleasant.
Right.
Do you guys have like a breakdown of different weeks, so that you can look back and see like a Special Olympics back up to full capacity?
Special Olympics was back up to 100% for this year.
But you, when you
For
get your revenue,
23.
you can figure out what each week is.
I mean, we can look at analytics.
Yeah, right.
And Claire looks at all of that, so, you
Yeah,
know,
okay.
can we track it to exactly? I mean, we can do some of
But
that.
you know that week's back up to normal, but yeah, you don't
Yeah.
necessarily know what brought everybody's.
Yeah, some of that we try to track with digital. Marketing's been a lot easier to be able to track. Before that, when it was a magazine or, you know, those were harder to track. So now we can do a better job of tracking that, and looking at analytics. We can tell you when there's a casino concert and we are there. We have a QR code, people can scan it, it's on the screens, we're passing out cards, they have banners around. Our website, analytics go crazy, and we're like, yep, there was a casino concert. So when we have 13,000 people in our backyard, we're there talking to them to say, hey, this is the other things in Mount Pleasant, and come back and visit us again. Don't just come for a casino concert. So all of that matters. All of that helps bring more visitors to town and make this cycle work.
I think it's important, the way you've coordinated with organizations too. It's not just you by yourself. You were doing your thing, but you also overlap a little bit, but you coordinate with like Middle Michigan, the Chamber and all the other ones. So I think that's important.
And Union Township as well, yeah.
And yeah, there's some, yeah.
Yep. We don't want to do it alone. We're in this together. It's good to collaborate, so. Thank you.
Any more comments or questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
So let's move on to agenda item number 7, public comment for the regular meeting. Anybody? Nobody? So let's move on to item 8, reports, accounts payable.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Let's start with the accounts payable for the East DDA. We had a payment to Consumers Energy for $349.92. And we also had a payment to Goner Lawn Care for mowing along Pickard during July. And that was for $2,562.50. We had a payment to J Rank Electric. This was a progress payment for the streetlight foundations that you approved earlier this year. That's for $76,325. And we had a payment to MMI for park bench and along Pickard there, maintenance, cleanup for July for $246. And we had a payment to Michigan Economic Developers Association for $162.50, and this is for the annual membership. And we had a payment to Mount Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau This is for the annual contribution to that organization for $5,000. And we had a payment to Teelan Turf Irrigation for $223, and that was for, they did some repairs along Pickard to the irrigation, and then also around the Enterprise Drive M20 area. So we had total accounts payable for the East EDA, $84,868.92.
Any more
That
questions?
is for the whole season or month or what?
We
Yes,
pay the bills every month, so this is for a month, 1 month.
So 1 month pay.
Mhm.
You said the 76,000 for the streetlights was, that's part of that 172, is that what that is? That we budgeted?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, this is just
And they're not
one.
done yet, of course, so.
This was just one progress payment
Okay.
for the amount of work that they've completed so far.
Any more questions?
Make a motion to approve the East EDA check register as presented.
Support.
Second it.
Got a motion by Zaled, support by Coin, to approve the East EDA check register. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion is approved. Let's go on to the West DDA.
Okay, the West DDA accounts payable. There were 2 checks issued, one to the Michigan Economic Developers Association for $162.50. That was for the 2023 membership. That payment, that was split 50-50 between East and West. And then we had a payment to Mount Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau for $5,000 for the annual contribution. A total of $10,000 when you combine it with the East DDA. The West DDA's portion is the $5,000. So we had a total accounts payable of $5,162.50 coming from the West DDA. Are there any questions on those 2 items?
I make a motion that we approve the payables for the West DDA as presented.
I'll second it.
Motion by Fig, support by Bacon. I think Bacon got you guys. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion is approved.
Okay, let's move on to the financials for the East DDA. On your revenue and expenditure report that was in your board packet, last month you approved a budget amendment for 2023. That's been posted to this report. So your financial statements are looking really good. In the revenue area, you're at about 85% of the budget spent. And then in the expenditure area, you're at about 22% of the budget being spent. And then moving on to the balance sheet, you have assets of about 2.1 million and fund balance. Your fund balance is sitting at about 2 million. Do you have any questions on the East DDA financials, any of the detail on either the revenue and expenditure report or the balance sheet?
Assets held for sale, is that one piece of property or is that 2? Is that Yates Drive and
That is one.
just one? Okay, that's just the, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up to be sure which one it was, but I know it's just one.
Probably just Yates Drive.
If Rodney was here, I know he could answer it like, just like that.
Yeah, but it's just the one. Yep.
Yeah.
The question is, if we do not sell the assets for sale, as the, on book, would that just, let's say if we sell it for $10,000 as vacant property, would we have a write-off and expense of the difference in it? Okay,
Yes.
all right. But I'm assuming we probably won't sell it for what we got invested, so it's just vacant land, right?
I'm thinking we ain't gonna get 20 for it either.
Yeah, okay.
Just to get it back on the tax roll.
Yep. We'll know later. Okay, let's move on to the West DDA financials. Looking at your revenue and expenditure report, and the same goes for this fund. The budget amendment you approved last month is posted, and so things are looking really good. In the revenue area, you're at 97% of budget, and then in the expenditure area, you're at 55% of budget. And all of the checks that you approved tonight in the accounts payable are all posted here as well. So it's very current and up to date. And then in the, on the balance sheet, taking a look at the assets, there's about 1.1 million in assets. And then fund balance, about the same, close to the same, 1.1 million in fund balance. Are there any questions on the West DDA financials? If not, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's let the record show the financial statements were presented and filed. Moving on to 8C in your packet, you'll see the board member matrix for your review. Excuse me. Moving on to agenda item number 9, new business. Everything there, Mark? New business? Item 10, or
There is none this month.
what, item 10, pending business?
Not aware of any.
Item 11, director comments?
There aren't any of those. That and 1,000.
Any more questions or comments? Hearing nothing, we'll call the meeting adjourned. 5:13. Appreciate everybody coming, and we'll see you next month, Tuesday, September 19th.
And I'm out of town next month, so I won't be here.
Hey, give you a heads up.